Hello and welcome to episode 6 of our Timberborn Update 7 Iron Teeth Project 1K playthrough here, Cycle 8, Day 9, 14.2 days left in our drought that we're currently in. Today's goals are going to be to expand the size of this reservoir, try to get an engine up and running so we can retire the beard wheel, and obviously continue expanding our storage and processing of food, and I guess water, but you don't really process water, you just pump it. Lots and lots and lots to get done, and lots that is going to be hinging upon how fast we can get wood out of these trees. We have some oaks that are ready to go here in another day or two, and more of these will be coming online throughout our drought here. So, probably what is going to make the most sense is for us to go ahead as soon as we have enough wood to start expanding our reservoir here in height, and try our very best to make sure that we're not going to be building it in a way that's going to be stupid in terms of overflow and sluice and management of the floodgates and all that. Lots and lots of discussion in the comments about that. A lot of you think apparently I have no idea how this works, which may or may not be true, but it's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. I'm going to go ahead and unplant, not demolish, but I'm going to unplant these trees so these mangroves have a chance to start spreading. But we are going to, for the time being, continue cutting them down for wood because it takes 10 days to get 2 logs, and we're not quite stable on the wood front quite yet. Regarding food stuff, we're actually in a better position than you think based on the amount we have stored here, because we've already got a crop of corn ready to harvest. We've got soybeans coming in. We've got eggplant that will be very, very soon ready to harvest, and we've got a bunch of canola. We have a warehouse here for canola seeds that's in the process of being built. We have a warehouse for soybeans, and soon we're going to have warehouses for corn and all that as well. I do want to put in a food factory down here, along with the engine and all this other stuff, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. We do still have to get through the rest of this 14 days of this drought without running out of water, which if I unpaused these 4 pumps, all that water would be gone in 4 or 5 days. So obviously we can't do that. We're going to try our best to toe the line of not having enough water and having too much water for like 1 day of the beavers to survive. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I've got a plan. When we get down to 150, 200 water, so I will turn on 1 pump. And then when that gets down to about 100 water, and it won't go any higher than that, then I'll turn on a 2nd pump. I think that's going to be fine. The beavers will survive 2 or 3 days without water anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But if all the crops go out, that's going to be a problem. We also need to provision for another couple of pumps here. So I'm just going to say these right here are going to be unplanted. It's not like the kohlrabis are that important anyway. These are basically drought-only plantings here, and we already have a full storage of kohlrabis. So not going to be, investing too much time and energy into that when we could be, doing other more important things. So I'm going to unplant all of these Actually, I'll just unplant all the kohlrabis. We'll just leave those. And then when these get replanted, then we'll probably end up doing cassavas if they get replanted. Lots and lots and lots to consider here. It's fine. We're going to be okay. I do kind of regret putting the sluices in here. 1, because it just ignites a firestorm of people, like, arguing about it. 2, because I'm more comfortable using the floodgates as overflow from the top. When you put these things at the bottom and they're either all the way open or all the way closed, it always causes problems with just reservoirs emptying and closing and all this flood surge everywhere, unless you have everything exactly perfect, which I've never been able to do. So, just know I am trying. I'm not deliberately being stupid. I'm just stupid because that's the way I am. I'm not baiting you. I don't bait people. If I was doing that, I would probably be a lot more quote-unquote successful. But I don't want to do that. I want to just play the game and have a good time playing the game. I don't want to put in stupid noises or whatever in my videos and try to pander to people with an attention span of 5 seconds long. We're just having a good time. But, all that being said, put this thing in triple speed. We can start harvesting some more of these trees. And we can start putting in additional levees here. So, I'm going to go ahead and lay this whole top bit out. And we are going to have to put in some stairs here and then also here. And then because of the way that this game allows the beavers to build off of stairs, I think I can get away with taking these 3 out as well, and then putting a platform here, stairs, stairs, and there's stairs here, and then all these can get built, and then they can walk on top of these and build levees. So that's going to be very nice once that's taken care of. This will not be 0 for too terribly long. Things will be just fine. I am very curious to see just how quickly they can get this done. There's also other things that I haven't really discussed that I'd like to do yet. I am going to, for the sake of bad water prevention, blast at least 2 pieces of land out here and build 2 sluices behind it so that we don't have to put a whole bunch of wood up here. That's a thing we're going to be able to do if I have a beaver in the explosives factory. Right now I have a single piece of explosives. We're not in a rush to take care of this. It's going to be a minimum of another 17.8 days before that's even going to be a problem at all. But just keep that in mind. We do have enough bad water here and here to make 9 pieces of dynamite, 9 additional pieces of dynamite. We have 1. We do not have storage for dynamite. We will need to build one if we want to, have a chance at, actually producing anything. We also need to have enough gears. We need to have enough planks so we can build additional water storage. We're not pumping right now, but it's going to be fine. We're going to get that taken care of. We need to be able to build an engine to replace this thing. And that requires 20 pieces of metal, which we don't have, but we will have. 25 gears, which we almost have. And 20 logs, which we don't have, but we will have. I'm not going to build the engine yet, but it's probably going to be one of the first things we do end up building, because that's going to free up a lot of industrial stuff. If we were actively pumping, I would say we spend the gears that we have on another tank, but we're not. So that's not a pressing need at this exact time. But just to keep ourselves on the right track, I'm going to go ahead and unlock the engine. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place it here. I thought about replacing this right here, but I think this would be a better place to put a food factory. So this guy will go right here. They can start building it. And then, you know how it goes. We'll just let them keep doing what they got to do. And then I will probably, since this doesn't require any more planks, I will probably pause the industrial lumber mill, because we already basically have enough gears that'll let us have a little bit more in the way of logs. Which, yes, the engine does burn logs, and we are trying to not use all the logs immediately. But it's going to be fine. Don't worry. They're going to start building these levees, which we're probably going to have to balance with, expanding all of this stuff. But we're about to be at the point where a lot of these trees are going to be available for cutting. Not these that I never end up clicking on the right trees, but there are some very, very soon, which are going to be just fine. Going to continue taking these kohlrabis out of here so we can put some more pumps. We will want the pumps when it comes time to have the wet season and start storing more stuff in here. But for right now, we obviously don't need to have those. Probably... Oh, there's never going to be more trees up here. Get rid of those. That's not going to be an issue. Before I forget... Oh, I don't have the science right now anyway. We'll have to let them make more. But I do want to put dynamite up here. I'm going to do 2, blast it, and then put 1 here as an emergency release if it turns out that the 2 is not going to be enough. I'm told that the edge of the map doesn't care about flow rate as long as there's not a fall before you get there, so pretty sure the 2 sluices are going to be adequate. Just going to have to, trust the process, let it be what it's going to be, and not worry about it so much. So we'll let them do what they got to do. Continue the process of harvesting trees, getting more beavers slowly, as much as we can, and just going about our business. I'd like to avoid building a 5th barracks if I don't have to, but we probably are going to want to have more than 40 beavers before too long. Alright, so we've got enough gears. They've started taking the gears out to go do other stuff with them, which means they're about to start building. And yeah, so I think I don't necessarily want to stop making gears, but I think that labor could be better used in other spots. And also we don't have enough logs coming up here, so I'm going to go ahead and pause this. Unpause the smelter, and unpause the explosives factory. Just so we can, you know, keep progress on that. This is looking very good. Because metal blocks are the limiting factor for this. And everything else is already ready to go. And as soon as, well, I have this 600 science, that's probably fine. These guys working on this, looking good. We can get rid of that staircase. And I can go ahead and build this one if I want to. Or, what might be a smarter thing to do is... Oh, this already spawned a little baby one. Alright, we gotta get rid of that. I'm probably, because I know I'm gonna mess it up if I don't do it this way, probably gonna start building on top of this so we can have a dam here and here so we can have overflow, or else really bad things are gonna happen. Again, I'd much rather just use floodgates, but, you know, that's not how this is gonna be able to work. Whatever, something about the sluices just completely breaks my brain. Sorry if you're smarter than me and you understand that. That's not how my brain works. So just gonna let them do what they gotta do here. Keeping a watch on all of our other crops. I think everything's gonna be fine, but don't want to have stuff take too much time. In addition to the metal blocks we're putting on the engine, we need to have another 10 for 2 sluices up here, and then another 10 past that so we can put in a food factory. And then that, of course, is also going to require planks and gears and all that. But we have time. Things are looking okay. Don't think there's any cause for concern. Let's go ahead and put in a platform here. And then another staircase here, and then we'll start building from this side out. Just one block high at a time. I know we still have to come back and do this. One block high at a time, as it's going to let us do what we're doing. I'm just putting those there so they can pop them in and not have it taken over by blueberry bushes. One little bit at a time. We've got dynamite, we've got metal coming in and out. Probably run the explosives factory until we either completely fill up on dynamite in the 5 slot, or we do other stuff. But I know I can have the first 2 brought up here, so we can take care of that. Then I'll put the 3rd one there after those 2 have been detonated. We're also going to need to have a storage for dynamite long term. So we can start with the small one right here. I know it takes logs that we're using for other stuff, but it's going to be important sooner rather than later because this only holds 5. And if we have this just sitting here doing nothing, that's wasting labor. And that's not really something we can afford to do at this point in time. Still working on all of these. Building sideways from the stairs is very nice. I wish it was a little bit easier for us to build this without building so many stairs, but that's the way it goes. When we get to building the next level above this, it's going to get a little bit more complicated. But by that point in time, I might consider just taking this straight the way across here, which would make it a tiny bit easier. So we'll start out with that levee there on this top side. You can take care of what they need to take care of. Another 12 metal blocks here. Looks like our dynamite storage is full, so they can bring those up as well, although I don't think that is a super high priority right now. Maybe I should, well, you know what? I actually don't need to really worry about it that much. I might as well just pause this, because we're not going to need more than those right now anyway. I would really like to blast this reservoir that we already have out a little bit more, but we don't have the double dynamite, we don't have the triples, we don't have a centrifuge, and it's going to be a while before we can get one reasonably. So until that time, we can just kind of leave that alone, then let these guys do what they're going to do. We do have some trees ready that are not being cut as fast as I'd like, so I think it's probably not a bad choice to go ahead and put in another lumberjack flag. Remember, this is equal right now, but we have 5 inventors that we can easily pull beavers from to prevent other problems from occurring. That should not be an issue. And I really would like to get this engine done as soon as possible so I can get these 3 beavers back. So that's a lot of manpower, a lot of beaver power that we're unable to use. I don't have the logs. I don't know why I clicked that one. I don't have the logs right now to build these, but I am going to place these so I don't forget they're there. We're really, really going to need the extra pumping power when we get to that point. So, don't want to forget about that. Things are progressing just fine right here. We do still have trees ready to go. These guys have started growing, and they're being cut down and replanted. Again, that is what we were trying to do. These have not been marked for cutting on the... they have. I need to unmark them. But these can spread naturally, so we can actually start harvesting some. Remember, we do have this gatherer flag here that is continually plucking berries, except we have way too many berries and we don't have enough storage, so that isn't an issue at this exact moment in time. I forgot I have mangrove space here because I put the floodgates in. Alright, well that should have been something I was doing a lot sooner than right this moment. Still progressing nicely here. They'll be waiting on logs for a little while, but if I can get this front wall done first, this entire back wall can be made without babysitting it because they don't have any anything else to climb. So we'll just put those in there all at once we have enough logs. I can go ahead and turn on the pump. This has got down a little bit further than I wanted it to be when I turned this on, but I think we're going to be just fine trying to preserve this water as long as I can. As long as no beavers get thirsty, we're going to be in pretty okay shape. I can't explain why, but triple speed on this playthrough really, really makes me nervous, so I'm going to be jumping in and out of that for a little while. Okay, so that levee can start. These are done. That is nice having that taken care of. And then once this levee's in place, middle two are going to be dams that should significantly help our flooding issues. That almost certainly will happen if I don't do that. But it will come at the additional cost of this never being able to be higher than 0.65 or whatever that level is. But if it prevents chaos with sluice mismanagement, or at least somewhat helps it, then I guess that is a worthwhile thing to be doing. We don't need to have these here. Let's go ahead and detonate this B for boom. And we can start putting sluices up here. Now, I am going to deprioritize these so we don't take all of our metal up here. But that is going to be a very useful thing to have later. This dynamite is our emergency dynamite. I'm not going to set it off unless I have to, in the event of a impending bad tide overflow. That's what that's for. If we don't end up needing it, I can always take it back. Alright, water continues to go down a lot faster than I wanted it to, so pump number 2 comes online. That's fine, we're doing okay. This is running, which means time for that to go away, which also means now we have a lot of logs left. This should be 30-something? 35-ish? 34 maybe? 75% of 50, whatever that is. So, it's probably more, it's probably like 37. Math is hard. But that's going to help us out a lot, and it's going to give us a place to put in the food factory, which I have just now gotten enough science to unlock. And we almost have enough metal to build it, but I'm going to make sure that these get built first. Because we're not in a danger period for food yet. Water might look like that, but it's going to be fine. I just really want this to be taken care of first. Alright. First dam piece there. That's fine. I probably have 7.5 days. We're looking alright. More of these trees coming back. And we've started reproducing the mangroves. Cool, cool, cool. That is going to be very nice to have ready to go. How much power is this actually serving? 250. Tell you what, I'm going to turn the gear workshop back on. That gets us up to 370. And then I'm going to have to have planks being made as well. All right. And just like that, now this is not quite enough, but it is powering everything without the need for beavers doing manual labor, and that is a big plus. That one is getting metal, that one's got nothing yet. This one's getting logs. Things are progressing. The water number is going up, which is fantastic to see. Good things being done. Good things being done. I do have a homeless beaver. I'd like to avoid, like I said, building another barracks, because that's a lot of logs for something that we don't technically need if we've managed to, keep all of our beavers born at the correct pace so that we don't have birth waves and death waves. Well, I guess we just triple speed this. We'll get through with whatever we're doing. We did finish building the storage for the soybeans and the canola seeds. You know what? It's gonna matter if we don't do this right now. So I'm gonna have storage for corn, just so we can, you know, keep harvesting it. It's not completely full yet, but we're gonna be glad that we had this once this is taken care of. And I probably should go ahead and have a storage for the corn rations that are going to be coming out soon as well. But this can be absolute lowest priority. Still gathering materials there. This dam is done. This dam is next. Then we have those two. And then we can probably start building all of these along the back side there. Everything's working out. Looking pretty good. Pretty good. Not perfect, but better than you might think. Would love for these to continue spawning more out here, but I think we're gonna be just fine. Can be just fine. So I have almost, well, I got like 75% of the rest of the materials for this. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this here. Set this to corn. Doesn't have to be built right now, but I do want them to start. Making good progress here. Water levels aren't fantastic, but they're not getting worse appreciably. We have 6 days left, and we do still have 1.6 blocks worth of height in their janky reservoir, and we have stuff here. Things are getting better. I don't need another dam. That's probably fine there. Things are looking pretty good. We got corn storage. We don't have a lot of corn growing right now, but we will. We will continue planting more as it gets better and better. Just making good progress in places that we should be making good progress. That's looking good there, and then I can take these away and get some stuff back for that. Wow, okay, I deprioritized it and they already have almost all of the bits. Okay, well, you know what? I'm not going to be mad about that. Because any more food security that we can get is going to be very, very important. Things looking real good here, and now it is just about done. Looking good, looking good. This can be gone now. All of those materials can be picked up. And I'm going to feel pretty comfortable once we have a little bit more in the way of logs, just building all of this. We also have to build this one. I guess I could do that one first. I'm going to go here, here, and then I'm going to put another one where this path piece is. Try to maximize this as best as we can. Water situation is still improving slowly, and I do mean slowly, but it is improving, and we are going to be very unlikely to completely run out of water. So that's good to see. 20 gears, 30 planks will get us another medium tank, which, again, we're not going to be filling right now. But is going to be very good when we have the pumping capacity, which, speaking of, we do need to build these pumps at some point soon-ish. For right now, though, we've got a food factory that can make corn rations, and that's very exciting. Power-wise, though, this guy is struggling to keep up. And we do need to keep making more and more metal blocks as we continue working on other items, but you know, for right now, as long as these two are built, and they are, then I think we are in pretty good shape. Other stuff that we'd need metal for, it probably would be smart to start thinking about a centrifuge. But 600 science, we're not going to have that anytime soon. And the rest of those things are going to be a little bit more expensive than I'd like to use right now. Obviously, the bad water discharge is going to be a very important thing a little bit later, but that is just such a gargantuan amount of materials it's not even worth thinking about at this point in time. So what that means is I'm going to pause this smelter so we can get a little bit of our power back, and we can focus on, you know, having beavers not working jobs that are going to have a 1% of injury possibility. Gear Workshop is only 0.625, which it's not that much less. 0.313 for the lumber mill. No injury for the food factory. But now we got 2.9 days left, which means even if all this water disappeared immediately, the cassavas would survive, the kohlrabis would not, but you know, that's fine, that's the way it goes. I'm going to, because this is about to be poisoned when all this comes back, I'm I'm going to unplant all of this so they don't waste beaver labor putting stuff back in the ground. We'll just harvest what we have, and that is going to be what it's going to be. I'm also going to have to keep an eye on how much water we're sucking out here. Probably makes sense to go ahead and pause one of these pumps. We're not going to run out of water at this point in 2.5 days. Just want to keep ourselves in a good spot here. These, this is also consuming logs, which not really desirable, but it is what it is. Now I have to have all of these levees put in. And yes, this is going to be a lot of logs, but in the next day or two, we're going to have a lot of these trees. Okay, so these are about 3.5 days here. But there's going to be a decent number of these in the next couple of days that are going to be harvestable, and then that's going to take care of all those problems. We have 2.2 days, and then we have a minimum of 5 days to get the rest of this built. I think that is going to be enough. Water situation, like I said, will get better before it gets worse. This number is going to go down a little bit, but we're going to keep all of our crops irrigated, and that's going to be fine. This obviously is doing what it's doing here, and that's okay. We had a little bit of a death wave, so we actually have fewer beavers than I would prefer, but that's fine because that means I don't have to build another barracks yet. I think that's going to be good overall. Everything's working nicely here. We're on our way to 20 gears, which means we're going to have another one of these medium tanks. I honestly probably should be making a couple of these, but for now we'll just have to settle for one. Trying my best to, not run out of anything, any one specific thing, sooner than I have to. And labor is going to be one of those too, but remember, now that we, have this, we don't have to have the beavers running on the beard wheel all the time. And we've got some corn rations. We don't really have a lot of corn harvested yet. I'm going to go ahead and deprioritize the food factory. Not pause it, but I'm going to deprioritize it so that if we need them to go somewhere else, like, say, a deep water pump, then they can do that. We got 1.1 days left. I don't think we're going to run out of water just by sucking it out here. So I guess that's fine. Continuing here, once again waiting on more of these trees to grow, but we're going to have a lot of them grow really quick here in just a minute. Still at 800 food, things are looking fine. Our trees here are continuing to propagate, and that is looking very good. Yep, I honestly don't have any complaints at this exact moment. Could it be better? Yep. Could it be worse? Oh yeah. Could be way worse. Now, the only thing I really have to worry about is if this back wall will be finished in time. But again, we have another 5 days, and you're about to see a ton of trees come up. So we should be A-okay. The only issue is when we don't have, trees to run this stuff, but that's fine. Looks like this medium tank is already finished. Looking good, looking good. And the drought is just about over, which means it's going to be cycle 9, and then we'll have to double check our stuff here and reset our floodgates so we don't have any issues. Now it is cycle 9. I'm going to take this out of triple speed because fluids tend to behave very strangely when you have it on triple speed. So now let's talk about sluices, the bane of my existence. They're set to close above the downstream depth of 0.70. These floodgates are currently at 1.0. For right now, I'm going to lower them to 0.6, which means all of this water is going to flow through here. As soon as I raise these up even slightly above 0.7, at or above 0.7, it's going to be absolute chaos, because that's always what happens. But we need to be able to, fill this up in a way that's not going to be a problem. Eventually, all the water that's coming out of this will be sucked up by pumps, and we'll have a big reservoir that basically will never be able to be filled. But for now, that's not what we have access to. So we are going to have to let the water just keep on flowing through here, and then when we get our alert that we're going to have a drought or a bad tide, whichever one it is, then that's when we start filling the reservoir, because we have 3 whole days. For now, we're just going to focus on getting stuff through here, building the rest of the dam, and not killing beavers. We have 5 vacancies, which means that, well, theoretically means that all of these adventures are going to be completely empty, but I guess because I've deprioritized other things, it's changed it a little bit. It's fine. Now that the water is actually flowing and falling down properly here, I guess I can put this back on triple speed, and this isn't going to be closed at all. So that's looking fine there. I have 30 bad water still. I don't have anywhere else to put this stuff. I don't have the beavers to be running any more of these things through here, so I guess that's probably not something to really be worried about quite yet. We got water coming through here. We'd like to avoid flooding. Looks like that's fine. Still building. Trees will be coming very, very soon. TM. 98%. 98%. 97%. 94%. I told you we're going to get a ton of trees coming up here. And we have plenty of water storage. I just don't have enough beavers to work stuff quite yet. I know I have to have more planks. I really need to have more gears. I should build more of this stuff, but we don't have the power output quite yet for all of that. Food is looking good still. We're still harvesting plenty of stuff. We don't have anything to do with the eggplants yet because I don't have a juice press. Oil press. I'm sorry. Juice press is the ember pelts. You get the idea. Still got 6 beavers in the hauling post. Do I really need to have 6 with a total population of 35? No, I probably don't need to be worrying about it. See, this guy right here, I'm not going to pause the farmhouse, but I don't think this needs to be super prioritized. Because we're about to have to really pump a lot. So, if I have the pumps prioritized, which probably should be what's happening here, I also need to build these two. I actually don't know that that's going to be the most pressing issue, building these additional pumps. I think we're going to be fine, especially if we can store another entire level higher of water in here. So I'm going to save the logs. Again, we're going to have lots coming through here. How many times have I said that? We're going to be fine. So day 1, we have a minimum of 5 days. Could have a maximum of 8. Just depends on what the RNG decides to give us. I guess while we're waiting, a number of you called this out. We didn't rename the district center because when we moved it, you know, it raises the name. So, what series is this? 27? I think it's 27. It better be 27 because that's what I'm naming this. I don't know. It's really hard to. I played so much Timberborn, so much. It's just an unbelievable amount of the beaver game, and somehow I still get basic stuff wrong. But I'm always going to be honest with you. I can at least give you that. I don't have the technical knowledge that the other ones do, and I don't have the audience that the other ones do, but I have integrity. And that's what matters. Even if you're an idiot, you can be an honest idiot. And that's enduring, at least a little bit. But now, yeah, we're looking good. We got all these coming in. Things are progressing. We are pumping. Got 7 vacancies. Of course, those are all these things, and then the food factory as well. I'm kind of tempted to get another baby beaver out of this thing, but this is our emergency breeding pod, so I'd kind of like to leave that as it is. Our well-being is going to continue going up slowly as we get other types of food in here. So that's a thing. Okay, good. Day 3 did not give us a warning, so we have at least 3, actually almost 4 entire full days to get the rest of these in place. Progressing nicely. Wood's coming in. We are continuing to fill things up. We almost have enough gears to build another medium tank. So I'm going to go ahead... Hello? I'm going to go ahead and place this. Let them start building that. Then, of course, we're going to keep putting in more. Because I don't want to run out of capacity while we're still able to pump at quote-unquote full speed. As soon as these are done, I'm going to get those going. Things are looking good. Things are looking good. And as soon as we can get more of these industrial lumber mills built, more engines built, then we can actually really start cranking stuff out. And we'll be able to have large warehouses for all of our food stuff. That's going to make a big difference. Now, if I were a little bit more reckless, I would say let's start blasting all of this out and make more dynamite, but I'd rather have the beavers pumping than doing that. Okay, bad tide in 3 days. So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. Because don't forget, we have this set up here. Oh, I didn't set these up at all. These should not be open. These should be closed. Well, they need to be on auto, but they need to be closed below contamination. and not messed with that at all. I can't believe I didn't set these. Not that it really is going to make a huge difference, but now we know. All right. That is in fact good to know. These are now growing up. Should be propagating more and more here. We might even have a couple of these with some mangrove fruits. Has anyone eaten any of those? Hey, cool, they did. That would be why our well-being is up to 10. Corn rations obviously helping out tremendously with that. Yeah, we haven't done any of this, but we've been kind of in survival mode / figuring out how in the world I'm going to actually do what I said I was going to do mode. It's harder than you think it is. It's a whole lot harder than you think it is. But seeing how we are, I've got the materials. I now actually have all the materials to build this tank. I need them to build all of these still. I still have 8, technically 9 pieces of levee to build in the next 3 days. I don't technically have the logs for it, but the trees are available to be cut. So that's fine. It says it's going to take another 7 days to fill our storage, which is not exactly inspiring confidence here, but we're going to be fine. Going to be okay. No need to worry yet. Just need to maybe make some careful personnel choices here. 64 planks for right now is probably more than we need. They haven't started building any of this, but if I can get a little bit more in the way of gears made, I know I only have so much storage for those, then I'm going to feel pretty comfortable pausing this, getting a beaver out of that so they can go do some other job, and then continuing to make planks for a little bit so I can have for another medium tank. But a bad tide, cycle 9, I don't know how long it's going to be. Well, bad tide's also going to give us power through this, so I guess that's fine. I'm just going to go pause this now. Anything that requires power that isn't absolutely necessary right now, with the knowledge that we're going to have power during the bad tide, probably can be paused. But that should, as long as these trees get cut down, should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and build another... I'm going to build another lumberjack flag. Just so we have somebody else working. That should be okay. Probably also need to get these deep water pumps going, but that's going to require more wood. Let's make 2 more lumberjack flags. Why not? Why not? We can pause all this other stuff and have them, go cut wood. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Yeah. Pause the lumber mill. It'll be there. Cut down trees. Let's go. Let's go. We got stuff to build. Stuff to build. We got beavers we have to, keep alive. And we also have to fill this reservoir up, which, again, with the sluices, is a very hard thing for me to reliably be able to do. It is what it is. But 2 days, I think they can make it work. Yeah, we're going to be fine. We got them cutting stuff down. We got them replanting. We've got 127 logs. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Get those things built. Let's go. Let's get it done. Gonna unpause those 2 pumps. Should be fine. Food's looking good. Water's looking better, but it will be better when we have all of these pumps going. Yeah. I wish I had more builders, but that requires... well, I guess I could research it. I didn't want to spend the planks and the logs yet. We will get there soon. Not to worry. But it is probably almost time for us to think about, filling up all of our stuff here. If I raise this to 0.7, the exact height at which these shut off, then we should start filling this up in a way that isn't going to be causing tremendous problems. There is some weirdness happening here, again, because we're on triple speed. I guess I shouldn't have done that. These are going to cycle open and close it a whole lot and cause problems, and you can see there's still stuff coming through here. But they are at the exact same height. So this is, it's just going to continue being what it's going to be. But it is starting to fill up a little bit more. Now that we have all of our bits here, I'm going to do that. I'm going to have these be 20 working hours. Should be able to get that done. This is closed. It's continuing to fill up. If I take this down to 0.65, it's going to open a tiny bit. Just trying to keep this level as high as I can without flooding stuff. Probably, again, easier said than done. Easier with a larger reservoir than a smaller one because there's less slop space, whatever. But we are, in fact, making good progress here. Alright, just get that going the way that it's supposed to be. 9 beavers, or 9 jobs not having beavers. But we do have pumps here. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to have to pause a couple of things here. I don't really have that many options of things to pause. For the sake of pumping, I've got that paused, that's working. This medium tank needs to be built, but I am... Okay, here we go. We're going to be... So this is exactly what I was talking about. This is exactly what I was talking about. With this kind of stuff always happens, where this just floods. It just floods, and it's kind of impossible to prevent with this setup. And there's no good way to fix it. These sluices just need to be open, and it's just going to be like this until I have a better system. You can yell at me until you're blue in the face about it. It's that there's nothing that can be fixed with this until we have it just be set up completely differently. That being said, I would recommend you not do that, because you're just going to make yourself mad. But as soon as this is ready to go, we'll be in much, much better shape. It's not terrible that the water's coming through here anyway, as long as the rest of this doesn't flood and the pumps don't flood and we have all this other stuff taken care of. This tank will have to wait, I suppose. It is pretty necessary that this gets finished. So, that being said, let's just get all this taken care of here. Get those finished up. We have less than a day to do it, and now I'm actually kind of doubting they can get this finished. But we will see what we can get taken care of. We have the wood. The wood, for once, is not a problem, and this is slowly fixing itself. I'm kind of worried this is going to drain really, really quick now, so that's why I'm not on triple speed. But once that's done and it's getting there, we'll get everything else taken care of. I've had stuff happen before where, despite stuff being set exactly the correct way, this is just on triple speed, just completely emptied the entire thing, and I've had no recourse for it, and that's been very frustrating, but I think we're looking good here. I'm going to oh, it's already nobody working this, alright. Going to deprioritize these so we can have pumping occur. This again will not be finished, but that's fine. We can continue pumping. Water that is pumped cannot evaporate, but the main goal behind not having this be completely empty is so that these crops don't die. Alright, now this needs to be built. This needs to be built. And this needs to be built. They're all super prioritized. We have 0.6 days to get these built and then also get this filled up the absolute maximum amount that it can be. I have 4 builder beavers. I have wood. It's not a question of can we do it, it's a question of when can we do it. So, just try to get this a little bit. I don't want the water physics to get weird on me, because you know they will. Surprise 24-hour working hours, because this is absolutely crucial that this gets done, or we're going to be in some deep stuff. And all of the work we did this entire episode will be for naught, and I will be very, very, very angry. Alright, I'm going to have to go ahead now and just raise this all the way up. That will shut the sluices entirely. It is going to do a little bit of a surge here, but it's going to shut these. It's going to shut these. Thank you. Why does this always do this to me? Every single stinking time I try this. You're closed. It's over. Fill up the reservoir, and everything's going to be fine. Alright. Now, this is not inspiring confidence. Not inspiring confidence. Well, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Just pause that so they don't have a temptation to build it. It's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night, bud. You got to get these things in here. And I cannot have this on triple speed, or the fluid is going to absolutely just destroy me here. So this is just going to have to It's just going to have to flood everything, huh? Alright, come on. I know you can get this done. I know you can do it. Just bring... Why is there an odd number of logs here? That doesn't make any sense. Does not make any sense. Now these are all flooding. Because of course they are. That's how that goes. What a terrible, terrible, terrible job of managing this I have done. What a waste of 45 minutes. Oh well. Not like I'm going to go back and do it over. How am I always so bad at this? I don't know. But at least they're not going to get flooded with bad water, because these things are actually configured correctly. Closing above contamination, closing below contamination. That's gonna be what it's gonna be, and we're gonna have extra water here, and that is what it is. If by some miracle they're gonna be able to build this levee before everyone gets exhausted, then I guess we will see what happens. Well, that one's got 2. Alright, that has stopped. That has stopped completely surging, so put that up to 1 again. So this is still overflowing here, too, which is what the purpose of this was. But man, now I am beset with quiet rage. Why are you only carrying 1 log? Why are you only carrying 1 log? That doesn't make any sense. Well, at any rate, nothing else we can do about it at this point. This is about to switch over to bad tide. And there's a 9-day bad tide. Oh, okay, I hope that's just a visual glitch, and not a whatever, because it should be. There we go. All right. Well, we didn't get this finished, but we do still need to try, because if we don't have this finished before the rest of this drains out, then these damn pieces will not be doing anything, and all this extra water will be serving no purpose. So we're going to let that keep being what it needs to be. If this threatens to overflow, oh god, it absolutely is. Whoever told me 2 was enough, I want you to know you were wrong. Done. No overflow. No overflow. These poor beavers. Poor beavers. It is what it is. Now I can actually put this on triple speed. And once again, missing a single log. Why? Why is it missing? No, it doesn't matter. None of this matters. That actually makes me very upset. Come on, man. Well, at the very least, nothing got flooded with bad water. And now I am going to have to come back in and put a 3rd sluice in before the end of the bad tide. But it is what it is. Why in the world was one of those only carrying 1 log? This would have been done otherwise. What a drag. What a drag. Well, take them off of a 24-hour work time at least. We learned nothing. We learned absolutely nothing. Fortunately, water is still looking okay. It's only 9 days, so it's not really that big of a deal that we didn't end up storing any more water, but man, is that... Ugh. That really, really grinds my gears. Oh well. What can you do? Yay, hooray, it's in place just in time for there to be basically no point to what I've done this entire episode. Oh well. We need to move on from that, or I'm going to completely lose my mind. I'm going to pause these 2 water pumps. We obviously don't need to be pumping all of this out super fast if there's nowhere for it to go. Instead, we can focus on building this tank and work on the rest of this. We're still making way too much power. I'm going to pause that. Now we have all the logs in the world. We can't really, you know, do that much with them. But we do have the ability to make it work. Would I be stupid for trying to just build another level of this immediately? The answer to that question might be yes. However, we have logs. We're having more trees that can be cut down. And I now feel like I have to absolutely, you know, recover my pride after this disaster of a building session. So we're going to do it. Get that popped in there, build that back bit first, and then Building this is going to be a little bit more of a challenge, but I don't think it's going to be impossible. The good thing about us using, not the entire height of this is that it's one little bit closer to being empty, which means it's going to be easier for us to come in here and expand this way. In fact, we can already start doing some of this stuff. I want it to be that high. And then I also, I'm going to want to get rid of this. So as soon as they can start building all this nonsense, then we can get up some scaffolding or something so they can walk all the way across here. We got time. We got time. So all I have to do is be able to get them across up on top of stuff. We got platforms. I can unlock doubles. It'd be a little bit cheaper. Or I could just say, you know what, forget it. Doesn't matter. But coming across this way is probably going to be a cheaper way to do it anyhow. Just get that going there. Get that going there. And then I will have to get rid of these dams, which didn't do anything anyway. Just going to give them a whole nightmare of stuff to actually build. Once this is actually lower, which it's almost there, then I can take this whole top layer off. That's going to be more wood that we can do something with. Let them do what they got to do. But for now, 51 minutes, 42 seconds into this episode. We have some exhausted beavers and let them go to sleep. I've yelled at them enough for my own stupidity, but 8 days bad tide. I think I can get that through today, but we're going to need to, if we want this to be accomplished quickly, go ahead and unlock the builder's hut and build one of these. Come on, autosave. So we have more builders to build, get things done a lot faster, and then everyone can go home slightly happier than they are now, which hopefully will be the case. I am very aware it is very slow to build this way. There is not a good alternative that would, not cost twice as much in materials, so we're just going to do it this way. I hope you can understand. But once we have our extra builders, then we're going to be able to get things done a lot quicker. Food, again, is looking totally fine. We have extra water storage. We have only 8 days, so I feel pretty safe continuing to pump some water out here. It might pause a few of these things, but should be okay in the long run. Should be okay. There we go. All right, now we have all of our extra builders. Got them working on this. The water level is now low enough so I can get rid of these. That's going to get us a lot. Oh, that was stupid. I didn't need to get rid of these. All right. Well, anyway. They're going to do what they're going to do. I think I can start building from this other side as well, utilizing access over here. So if I just want to build, I've got enough planks, I don't need to worry about this. Yeah, that's probably all I can do is build one more level up. Come in this way, come in this way here. Now they have access to build across this way. And then as the water level continues to go down, I can just do that. This is, if moving this out this way to be straight is going to be a whole lot better. Because one, it's going to be easier for them to build. Two, it increases size, not tremendously widthwise, so not a ton more evaporation, but it's going to be a lot more volume because it's going to be that much taller. And we have 8 beavers to build. Oh, I needed to get rid of these. I did not need to get rid of the other ones. That's what had gotten me, that's what had gotten me confused there. So that needs to be that. And then these pieces here need to be a dam. That's the problem we're running into. That's going to be a lot easier to take care of that way. And of course we want them to keep pumping. So I guess I can, now that this is what it is, I can actually put these back in auto mode. Not on triple speed, but I can put them back in auto mode so we can actually, keep these trees watered. We've got our mangrove fruits ostensibly being consumed. Yep, still looking okay. Yeah, see, things are just, not perfect, but we're making progress. That's what matters. Gonna let this fill up a little bit more before I put this on triple speed, because, again, you know how this goes. Set to 0.7. I think double speed probably is going to be okay. Let this continue draining out. We have 7 days, so I can probably pause 2 pumps. Actually, I'm going to pause 3. I'm going to pause 3, and I think that's going to be fine. Yeah, so now, again, higher speeds, just absolute chaos when it comes to the sluices and fluid physics. I really should have kept these as... what are these called? Floodgates. Oh well, live and learn. We are still going to have to come across this way to build all of these pieces. I think I can accomplish that most easily by not building these yet. Or maybe I am going to have to... no, I'm going to have to put in... I'm going to have to put stairs in. Because I have to... They can build this all the way across if I have access to up here. No. No, we'll just leave this as it is. Why is this still flooded down here? Come on. Come on, man. Have some respect for my dignity. Whatever shreds are left. Alright. I guess... you know what? We're going to need these eventually anyway. I'll just put that there. It's going to be fine. We have to be able to build this, and then they can stand on this and build that. That's going to be the simplest way to do it. Now this is ready to carefully remove the... Come on. Carefully remove the unnecessary pieces that aren't going to cause chaotic flooding. Which means now we have extra wood that we can't currently use. But they can definitely come up here to take care of that. We have so much berries, we don't need to worry about it. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these, because then I can try to build up the center a little bit more. If I also get rid of this bush, they'll grow back. We got time. Get rid of this guy. I can put some stairs here, which are going to help build these bits, and then it's just the top. Or if I really want to be fancy, I can just take these out here. Actually, no. We'll minimize our damage, and then I will build stairs here, and then stairs there, which will get me up. It's so hard for me to visualize this without actually being able to place these. So that'd be up 1, that'd be up 2, that'd be up 3. That's not enough. Not enough. That needs to not go there. That also needs to go away. This needs to be a platform with stairs on top of it. The gears are turning. Not here, because they're not being made. In my brain, they are turning. We are trying. I guess triple speed again now that this isn't open all the time. Should be fine. Just let these guys do what they're going to do. We also need to put that third sluice back in, but that is not a right now problem. Right now is a try to save the rest of our reservoir, make it a little bit bigger. So what have we learned? I still don't know how sluices work, and at this point I probably never will. What else have we learned? We're actually able to survive a little bit better than we thought, and that feels pretty good. What else have we learned aside from that? Somehow we now have too many trees. But trying to build this is going to help solve that problem. I need to start having some more beavers, but I don't want to... I guess I could unpause this breeding pod. What's that, at half? Okay. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and have all 4 going. But we are going to have to be careful about how we try to handle the rest of this. Just takes time. Just takes time. At least we're building. We got 8 builders. They are working. They're getting stuff done. Our water storage is very full. I'm going to pause all pumping, because now it doesn't really matter anyway. We have plenty of... You know what? No, we don't need to. We don't need to. We have plenty of water. This is a whole block higher than I thought it was in here. But getting more of these beavers in is definitely going to help take care of the rest of this stuff. And I don't know how soon we're going to need another barracks. We probably should build one, but at this exact moment, I don't know. Still progress being made here. Got more levees to pop in. I probably should go ahead and prioritize this bit so they can actually start building from this side as well. Not really going to be that big of a deal until we have the end of the next temperate cycle, which is going to be in a minimum of 10 days. And this is progressing nicely here, so not really worried about that. Still working here. Still looking kind of okay. Still don't have any need for all these things here. I guess we have enough logs where I feel like I can probably go ahead and keep building additional warehouses for more food type things. Probably should have another one for, maybe not kohlrabies, but berries are going to be more scarce, so I guess I'll just go ahead and do that. Not that big of a deal. Pop in 2 platforms here, because we can't really... Actually, no. No, I will not do that. I will be smart, and I will do that. This is storage for canola seeds. Probably don't need to have too much more of that going on, but... Storage for fermented cassavas would be another nice thing to have. Storage for raw eggplants, which we do not have, would be a good thing. Remember, eggplants, when processed, make 6 rations, but they have to have the canola oil to do that. Alright, 3.8 days. Still working. Still getting stuff done. Still making plenty of planks. I'm going to go ahead and... I think turn on the gear workshop, turn off the lumber mill. Nobody's working in the corn rations. I'll go ahead and get them back in there. That's fine. We don't need that much more science right now anyway. Still making stuff work here. See, now we're using a lot of the logs, but there's some here that can be picked up. That's not going to be an issue. Water's still looking good. Food is still looking good. These are continuing to propagate, and that's looking nice. We can probably stop cutting down the mangroves, because now we have all these trees that need to be cut down. That's fine. This guy can only reach here. These guys can only reach here. That's why this guy is doing that all by himself. I don't have anywhere else to put one of these unless I move. I'm going to swap these two. Tooth grindstone needs to go where this guy is going and vice versa. So take care of that. Which probably should have always been a thing. Nobody's got broken teeth yet, so that could be delayed. But we need to be cutting down the rest of these. Things are still looking okay. We're about to be ready to get rid of all of these period point blank, and that's going to be the rest of these. And that's going to be nice. We got another 3 days. Still working there, still working there. Making progress. Not as nicely as I'd prefer, but hey. Doing my best. We're going to have a platform here to get access across this. For right now, that is going to be the best I can do. This will probably get fixed later on when we have the large warehouses, but you know how it goes. I'd much rather have this finished, because that is a tremendous pain. But we're making it work. Once they finish with these back 2 pieces, it's going to get a lot easier. These can go ahead and get removed. Now we got a lot of rubble on the ground. Gonna need to pick it up before, you know, we have too many more problems. But we're doing what we can do. Let's actually right now pick up all of these and get rid of all of these things so we can actually build from the middle as well. That's going to be it's going to be a lot more important for us to be able to do that. So I can build that, and then if I build another stack of platforms here, they'll be able to, well, it'll have to be 2 more stacks. Take care of that. 2 more days. Yeah, see, look how fast that goes when you actually, you know, have the ability to get stuff done. I'm pausing so I can actually build stairs. There we go. There we go. Build it that way, they can actually, you know, build it. And this can come up here. Then they can actually come grab all the rest of this before it becomes too big of a problem. They might not be able to build all of this without this being directly connected, so let's get rid of those as well. But now we're in a little bit of a time crunch with the rest of this stuff. Everything else is looking pretty okay. No real complaints. Probably should have some wood storage over here. But I don't want to put in a giant warehouse. I guess I'll just put one of these in here. That should be fine. It'll help these guys build a little bit faster. So much to do, so much to pick up. No log storage available. Well, I guess that is what it is. Let's just start building these stairs, because then that can be a much faster thing. All right, 0.9 days. Again, everything is looking good. Now, well, technically not right now, but as soon as this is safe to walk in, we're going to want to put in the next sluice. And I think if I start this at the end of the last day of the bad tide, they're not going to have a chance of, polluting themselves in it, for whatever that means. Should have enough logs between all of these uncut trees and all the stuff that's on the ground to take care of the rest of our stuff. Should be fine. Go ahead and just put this in. They shouldn't get super sick yet. In fact, they're not even going to be able to get up to this. No one's coming up to do it, so that's totally fine. Working good. We've got this last piece here, and the rest of this should get built a lot quicker. This already probably isn't polluted anyway. Okay, so going to put this on single speed so we don't have any more drama with that. Get this lowered down to 0.6 so we don't have any problems with that. This can just flow straight through. Everything should be fine. Going nice and clean. This is now ready to go. This just has to be finished before we have the next drought or bad tide. So, now I think now we can go back to... For some reason, this is still a problem. How? How is this a problem? How is this a problem? There should be absolutely no problems with this. This is not enough to spill over the banks here. Now this is closed again. My God, I hate sluices so much with every fiber of my being. Open. Stop flooding. Thank you. It's way too late to change that now, but this is just about to be finished. We won't have to worry about that anymore. Now they can focus on building all this stuff much faster. We can come in from the middle here, and they can finally pick up all these pieces on the ground once they actually have extra storage for them. And they can build this side, this side, this side, and this side all at once. If they actually do or not, I don't know. That's going to be something else we have to figure out. But now we should be fine to put this back in triple speed, and we can finally get these guys in here taking care of the rest of this. Actually, no, you know what? I've got to do my... get this stuff out of here immediately. There. Problem solved. So then I can actually have them build the first two levels, so if, we run out of time, we actually have something here. So let's prioritize building those. Do not get stuck behind this, I swear. I will not rescue you. Do not go back behind here. Alright, anybody else? Anybody else want to try? Hopefully they don't decide to do that. Well, at any rate, they can keep working on this. They somehow still have not built this industrial pile. I know that's probably because of the order in which I placed them. But I think finally, 1 hour, 9 minutes, 23 seconds later in this recording, we are able to start the end of the episode stuff. I understand a lot of you are going to be very frustrated watching this episode. You probably already are, or you were at several points. But remember, it's going to be fine. We're still making some very, very good progress that we should be happy with. And long term, remember, none of the stuff that's built here, none of the terrain, none of this is going to be here. This is all just in service of keeping the beavers alive long enough to start implementing, quote-unquote, the master plan. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to be a long, long process, but we're going to document it. and I'm going to show you all the bad stuff along the way, because remember, nobody's perfect. Definitely not me. And I'm glad you guys appreciate this style of video, or most of you do at least. Clearly, there are some of you who do not, but I'm gonna go ahead and build this sluice because I'm kind of paranoid about them actually finishing it. But we do have the same height of reservoir now available that we ended up actually using throughout the bad tide. So that's good news. They're going to continue working on all this stuff. Shouldn't be too big of a problem, and hopefully we'll be in a much, much better place by the time this is all done. But it's day 3. We don't have a warning yet, which means we're going to have at least 7 full days. 6 full days. Math is hard. It always trips me up. So I guess by the time we're done with our end of episode stuff, we're going to find out whether we're going to have a bad tide or a drought next. But I really appreciate you watching these videos. That's what I was trying to get at earlier. It truly is not possible without your support, Beard Boosters especially, to continue doing this stuff every single day, for better or for worse. And I really do appreciate you contributing to making it possible for that to happen. And for there to be no sponsors on the channel, unless, you know, somebody who makes the game is wanting to sponsor something that we're already doing, which I'm always going to be open to. But I would much rather just enjoy playing the game, show you guys the whole process, rather than try to sell you products nobody really wants to buy, or try to do super edited whatever. I just like doing this way. So if you're on board with that, glad to have you. If you're not, well, that's okay too. Just know that's how we're going to do it here. And that is the way we do it. That's the way I'd always like to do it, as long as I do end up doing YouTube stuff. So would like to keep that going for a while yet. We have plenty of more stuff to do with the beavers, and there's plenty more to come with other things as well that are not related to the beavers. And I hope you'll be excited for those as well. I'm going to try to get a completely unrelated project up and running in the next couple of weeks. So get excited for that, or don't. Do what you want, but I would love to have you on board. All that being said, it is time for this episode to end. I'm going to go ahead and cut it now. We'll find out next episode whether we're going to have a drought or a bad tide, and the rest of this dam is going to be completed. Hopefully. They should be able to get that taken care of in the next 3 days. Although now it's looking like we're not going to find out till at least day 5, which means we would have a minimum of 7 full days. Regardless, whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, go de-stress, I guess, after watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one. This series on Saturday, I think, probably. We got more folktales coming tomorrow. We've got more water beavers coming Friday. And we'll see where we go from there. We're still waiting for Ostra Alpha 6 to come out. Don't know when that's going to be. But we are planning to jump right in full steam ahead when that one comes out. Just not quite sure when exactly that's going to be yet. But I've rambled long enough. This episode is too long, and it's too stressful. I'm going to go do something to relax. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, have fun. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.